All right, good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the team meeting, the Realtor Huddle today. We have a jam-packed day for you all. My name is Johnny Jennings. Online, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead, turn your cameras on. I know the Paul Frank group is great. Hey, Tom. So everybody say hi, Tom. So we have some incredible speakers lined up for you today. But before we get into that, let's do our typical rounds of tell me something good. There's always something good happening in this industry, in your businesses. Always something to celebrate. I read somewhere, who was it? Brad Lee. Anybody watch Brad Lee on social media? He's an interesting follow. And he said something wrong. Close to 300,000 people did not wake up today in the United States. 300,000 did not wake up, right? So if you woke up today, you have something to be thankful for, okay? So we always have something to be thankful for. So with that in mind, Miss Valerie Jennings, tell me something good.
We have 2 new listings coming to the market this week and a new buyer referral that I'm working with. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. All right, anybody else? We're just going to do some quick ones online. Feel free to chime in. What do you got? Go ahead.
Last week, double under the deal there.
Wow, congratulations. Where'd you get that deal from? Referral? There you go, referrals. They're the best. Papa Gove.
I ran into somebody and I was able to give a referral to somebody on a listing.
There you go. By the way, if you don't know Mr. Gove, you got to get to know that man. He is a gem of a human being and a referral machine. So get to know him. All right, I saw Lindsay. What do you got?
Just to say, it seems like you guys, everyone's got some stuff going on. Valerie, Manu, Regina, we've got Ryan, and we've got Haley. We've got stuff going on with your guys. So everyone's really picking up some momentum. It's been really fun working a lot more closely with you guys. It seems like everyone's jumping in, so I just want to say congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a start of a great year. All right. So with that, let's do our market update with Mr. JJ Mack. I'm looking for the man, the myth.
I'm back here.
JJ, come on up. Everybody, clap him on up. Clap him up. Come on.
Yeah, hey guys, JJ Mack, American Pacific Mortgage. I'm a loan officer and I'm a branch manager. And I was going to share a couple little things, and I'm going to have somebody else come up here and share about a loan program you guys are all really interested to hear about. I'm sure you guys probably all know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to have Lindsay, celebrity, come up here and talk about that. The first thing I want to talk about is thank you so much for coming to our vision board party this last week. Thank you for being there. We had over 70 people there. We had $800 worth of sushi and it went in 10 minutes. So it was a success. Thanks for coming. Thanks for working on your business. So you know where you're going to be this year, what you want out of it, and what you see. If you don't have a vision, how are you going to make your vision happen? So thanks for being there. I really appreciate it. Something else I wanted to share with you was, what is one thing that you can do today that you can go get more business in? What's a physical thing that you can go do? Open houses, right? You can always do an open house. I know Brent loves open houses, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody loves open, because why? Because there's a good opportunity that a buyer is going to come in right then, and you're going to talk to that buyer. And you know what's even better than doing an open house? Prospecting, yes, but doing an open house with a lender. Because when you're there with another person, if you got 20 people walking in the door, you have double the opportunity to talk to more people. So we have lenders that we want to be there for you guys. We want to give you those opportunities. So if you have an opportunity to go to an open house, let us know. I've got Allison sitting right here. Say hi, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
She's one of the people. There's a couple other people. I'm going to give you a phone number. You can just text or call if you want somebody there. Make sure it's early enough in the week, so that way we make sure that we do have that availability. Before I give you that number though, I want to share one more thing with you about interest rates, right? Interest rates are staying pretty steady. GDP numbers came out today, and usually when GDP gets better, interest rates might get worse, but it's because of inflation. So because inflation has come down, GDP has now gotten better. Because of that reason, interest rates have dropped down a little bit today. So hopefully that continues. Hopefully we see that inflation to come down. With that being said, does anybody get my market updates on Monday mornings? You guys get the little texts that go out? A couple of you guys. If you guys are interested in having those, we send a text message out every Monday morning. Allison puts it together. We send it out. We do put it in the WhatsApp thread as well. But if you want that, All you gotta do is just text this number I'm about to share with you, and we will put you on the list. So you just, and when you text it, just put your name so we know who it is, so we can send it to you, and put rates so that we know what you're looking for. And this is the same number that you can text or call for those open houses. So this is 916-517-1800. So we're all about giving you value. We want to do as much as we can for you. With that being said, Lindsay, would you come up and share a little bit about Dream for All? Pass this out.
Yeah. Also want my pass these out. So, or we can maybe split them and pass them down
Yeah, it's gonna video.
the table. Yeah, so this is the little kind of handbook for what the program looks like, and what we can expect. So most of you are probably familiar with the CalHFA program for down payment assistance. This Dream for All is a specialty shared appreciation, 20% down payment. There was funding for it last year. It was like $280 million and it went in 9 days. They opened it up to first come, first serve, and had a little bit less strict guidelines and, you know, statewide program, funding program, money was gone almost immediately. So this year, there's some more funding available. They're opening it up. They've tightened a couple of the restrictions and they've changed the way that they're going to distribute the funds a little bit so that to try to make it as fair as possible. Because people had such a short window last time to try to get that in and most people just missed the boat entirely. So this just goes over kind of some of the basics of the program so that you guys are armed with a little bit of information to share with your clients. They do need to be first-time home buyers. The difference between this program and the regular CalHFA program is that this will require they haven't owned a home in 7 years. So the regular down payment assistance program, if you haven't owned a property in the last 3 years, you can qualify for that. For this one, it's 7 years. The other additional layer is that also, if there's more than one applicant on the file, everyone has to occupy the house. But say it's a couple buying together, one of the members' parents have to also not currently own a home. They're looking to do kind of multi-generational, you know, first-time home buyer lending to try to, you know, get people into homes. So there are a few different tiers here you'll see. So the 20% up to $150,000. So that's going to kind of put you at the top of the county loan limits for most areas. And you can split it up a little bit. That 20% get a little bit allocated towards your closing costs as well. So they can come out of pocket with no money. And then if you are not familiar with it, when you sell or refinance, you have to pay back the 20% of the down payment that was borrowed, essentially. Doesn't have any interest, so it will not increase in cost. It'll be the same 20%, plus an additional 20% shared of whatever equity you have built above and beyond from the time that you purchased. So say you bought it 400,000 and used 20% down. Now your house is worth 500,000. You'd have to share that additional, pay back your 20% plus an additional 20%, or as you look through this, 15% if you were considered below median income at the time. You'll see that in your flyers for the difference. But you know, the benefit there is that you got into a home that you could not have qualified for otherwise. And now you have this additional equity to, you know, potentially move on to another property that would not have maybe been in your affordability had you just put the minimum down payment. So it's still a great program. And it's conventional only. No, and you'll see that in here, 660 or 680 minimum credit scores. That kind of depends. The difference between that will determine the income limit that you're able to go to. It's like about 91,000 if you're 80% of the median income. That's what that is in Sac and Placer County. And the regular down payment assistance is 226 in household income for these area. This is 180. So it is a little bit lower income. And there were a couple other little caveats I wanted to share with you guys. So one of the things is you can refinance once and subordinate it. So say in the next year, interest rates come down and you have an opportunity to refinance, you do have one opportunity during the life of that. The second opportunity, you would have to pay that back, you know, at the time that you refinance or sell. And this is estimated to come out in April. And the way to work, you get pre-approved and then we submit a, you know, through a pre-approved lender, which would, you know, would be us, submit through, and then they give you a voucher to use. That's kind of how you get your name put in the hat for that. So I won't take up too much more of your guys' time, but I just wanted to share that information. Please let us know if you have any questions. Our contact information's on this. And as they've said that maybe a little bit more information will get released in the next month or so as well. So let us know.
So the highlights are Dream for All program is back. If you have questions, there are rules, talk to Lindsay. That's what I got. Okay. And we got time for one question. Got one question.
Do you, what is the timeline of between getting pre-approved to getting in contract? Is there a rule that they have to be in contract in a certain time?
So we can pre-approve you for that program now,
Yeah.
but they're not going to release funding until they've said April.
Yeah, so
So
if they release the funding in April, let's say April 1st, do you have to be in contract right away?
If your
or-
name gets called, you have 60 days.
yes, so that part of it wasn't specifically
I don't know if
on the
it's in
guidelines,
contract
but
or in our closing.
that's a little piece of it that the information has not totally been hashed out yet. Because that's not publicly available on like the CalF website for how that's gonna work. We'll let you guys know.
Good question. Good
Yeah.
question. All right. Everybody give Lindsay a round of applause. And we have a full day. Yeah, the fire marshal's not here. That's okay. We know the mayor, so. Yeah. All right. So we do, I want to make some introductions really quick. We are short on time. Glass Guru, they brought some bagels. You mind coming up just real quick, 30 seconds, just explain who you are, what it is you do? Sorry. Sorry, Brent. All right. And then we also have the contractors as well. So go ahead.
My name's Rich. I work at a company called the Glass Guru. We're out of Roseville, right on the corner of Kirby and Vernon. I'm the sales manager there. We do everything glass for the home, essentially, whether it's new shower doors, tabletops, new windows, glass replacement for windows, and in-glass pet doors. That's one of our bigger sellers. We can take the existing patio door, take the glass out of the frame, put a new piece of glass in with a pet door right in the glass. So you retain the full functionality of the door, fully open it, fully close it, one of our bigger sellers.
Yeah.
As far as for realtors and such, we do many inspections for homeowners. If you have a property you're trying to sell or getting ready to sell, it has a few failed windows. You don't necessarily have to replace the whole window. You can just replace certain glass panes and such.
So I didn't know that. I thought you had to replace the whole dang window.
No,
How freaking cool is that?
yeah,
Right? Save people a lot of money. Most people think that. Most people think that.
a lot of people think you have to replace the whole frame and all.
Yeah.
I would say 95% of the window manufacturers out there create their windows so you can maintenance them. So you could take, if the hinges are bad, locks are bad, balancers are bad, there's a lot of parts that are serviceable. Some of the older ones, even you can reservice. There's a handful that there's problems with. Getting some parts, that's very rare. But it's a lot cheaper than having to replace a whole frame. The only time you really need to change the frame out is there's frame damage.
Okay.
But yes, that's one of our biggest things that we try to let people know is windows are serviceable. You don't have to get a whole new window. If you have a failed unit, a broken unit, you could replace the glass. But again, if you guys have homes that are coming up on the market, you need someone to look at the windows. We do full home inspections of the windows to check functionality and seal failures and all that fun stuff. That way, at least you know going into it, what you're gonna be up against.
Yep.
Whether you move forward with it or not, but at least you know monetarily how much it would cost.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. What's the best way to get a hold of you, Rich? Or any question?
What's your lead time on insulated units with Bowie glass?
Right now, It's about a week and a half to 2 weeks to the day of install, depending on how many units. It usually takes about 30 minutes to an hour per unit to put one in.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
What's the best phone number for you?
It's 916-786-4878. And website is just Roseville Roseville@theglassguru.com. But I also left a bunch of information booklets in the back, as well as some business cards.
Awesome.
So it has a lot of our information, so.
Fantastic. Well,
feel
thank you
free
so
to
much.
Reach out.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
And then Brent, I believe you have some people who brought tons of donuts.
Yes, they do. So I'll introduce them.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? All right. We have a surprise for you. Not before the donuts. When this is over, if you want to tour the new office, we just got it. And a few windows to wash. The mayor here was there.
I'm gonna wash windows.
Yeah. We asked the mayor if he would. I told him he has a new office he can come to anytime he wants. He just has to give us the inside scoop on what's happening. I didn't say to him, he knew there was a catch.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah. So, none of us know what that means. All right, so. Anyway, so real quick, so when this is over at 11, if you want to see it, it's pretty much done, other than we need to wash the windows, touch up a few paint things, but it looks 99%, it is awesome. Conference room looks bigger than this, all glass. We don't have the little slight EXP things. Do not walk into the glass. There's no thing. Okay, you gotta hear me? It's all glass. You won't see it. You will walk into it with your face. We're a little nervous. And so I'm super excited. We just came from there with the mayor. He's given us a thumbs up. And so we're start filling it next week with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of furniture. It's going to be a showpiece, all Napa style stoked. But back to the donuts. So I have with me a young man I've known since he was like 10. And now he's old because I'm old. And he runs one of the most successful construction companies in Northern California. I've watched him go from nothing to being a land baron. But the reason he's so successful is he's got integrity, he has love, he has character. You know, it's better to have character than be a character. We all agree? And I trust him implicitly. Help me welcome Justin Pressler. Get up here. So I just wanted to share for a minute what they do, and then you are to call him and get him busy. All right.
Well, are you guys excited? Brent Gove here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brent says I'm successful. I think some of the main reasons I am successful is because I was about 7 years old, sitting next to his door while he's on the phone, building his client base, creating his team, doing all of his radio ads. And he's definitely one of my mom's teammates at that time. So thank you for having me, Brent. But I am a general contractor. We are based out of Rockland, California. We specialize in roofing. So any type of roof repairs, replacements, any type of dry rot, any roof inspections. We also help with any Section 1 reports. Our main goal for you guys is to help you close. So the faster you guys can get the work done, the faster you guys can close. My wife's a local real estate agent, so I know exactly what you guys are up against, and we are here to help. So anything that comes up that's construction related, please reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And then, have you guys seen this guy standing up here in the front of the room? You notice the guy, the elephant in the room? Will you please welcome to the already front of the room, Mr. How do you say your last name, sir?
How,
How?
shop,
Shop.
how to shout, how to shout.
How to show. How to show. Bruce, how to show. All right. Well, one more time. Welcome to the front of the room, Bruce, how to show.
Thanks all, for, am I in the right place?
Yeah, just out of the screen. There you go.
Just out of the screen. I can be out of the screen all day long. It kind of reminds me, the other night, on Vernon Street, we have Placer Advanced Robotics in the Low-C apartment complex. And I got an opportunity to cut a ribbon. That looks like one of the robots they built. But, I've got about a 50 slide PowerPoint that I'm not gonna show you. No, I will, but, I think I always learn, I gotta know my audience. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I got here in 1991 to the Roseville Rockland area. I had a land brokerage background. I worked for the BIA, Building Industry Association. So I think, let me see, how many have been brokers for realtors for 25 years? All right. How many survived the dot-com bubble? All right. How many survived the Great Recession? All right.
Survival, not here.
I was working for Lennar Ford Planning and who's, yeah, on the home building side, right? Where were you? Oh, okay. Lennar mega corporation. And my boss who brought me to California in 1991 said, yeah, hey, we got our meeting with Larry got moved back to 1 o'clock. If you have a meeting on a Friday that's not on your schedule, that's not a good thing. So Lennar is a great company. This is the forward planning arm. I had a project that was south of Baseline. That's still 40 years later, still trying to go vertical. But that's Placer Vineyards. But yeah, so I've got some background in the industry. But I really want to talk to you about Roseville, and what I heard earlier when I took a quick tour over there is how great our staff is, and how responsive they are. And I never get tired of hearing that. But I thought, since we're going to talk about what happened in 2023, a little bit of what's coming up in 2024, I thought I'd start with one of my favorite columnists. And I'm just going to read this, and you just enjoy my reading here. 2023. It was a year of reckoning, a year in which humanity finally began to understand it faces an existential threat, a threat like any we've ever faced before, a threat that will wreak havoc on our fragile planet if we fail to stop it, and it may already be too late. We are referring, of course, to pickleball. And the segue is, if you go down Roseville Parkway near the gallery, you'll see our new pickleball course. Nobody knows where it started. Some scientists believe it escaped the laboratory in China. Whatever its origin, it's been spreading like rancid mayonnaise ever since, to the point where pickleball courts now cover 43% of the continental United States landmass, subjecting millions of Americans to the inescapable annoying pop of the plastic ball and the even more annoying sounds of boomers in knee braces relentlessly telling you how much fun it is and demanding you try it. That's from Dave Barry. Dave is a columnist out of the Miami Herald and writes an annual year in review, and really we did groundbreaking on the Junction, or not we, but the Junction, which is right next to Lifetime, not Lifetime, Bruce. Get your clubs correct. Villa Sports. They'll have Fieldworks brewing there. They will have electric pickle, which is like the Top Golf pickleball, and evidently no pops. I was with the former mayor earlier this week, and he wanted to alert me to the homeowner association neighborhood interface between pickleball. I said, yeah, no, I think we've got that handled. I confirmed it with our Parks and Rec director that we do have sound attenuation, because the courts that we built are right there where usually the parking is during the gallery during the holidays. So those new courts are there. We're doing a groundbreaking sometime in March or maybe February. But it's right up against the condos there, the apartments there. And so he's like, you're going to get a lot of complaints. Okay, all right, we'll do that when we get to the complaints. Anyway, let's tell you about the exciting things that are happening in Roseville. Do I have a clicker?
I'm your clicker. Just saying that.
You'll notice that I'm repurposing because I believe in repurposing. So this is what I gave to the Sun City Government Affairs back in July. A lot of it is, we're a charter city incorporated in 1909. We are a full service city. Anybody here live in Rockland?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we're trying to get a long extension cord to throw over to you because you have PG&E for your electric and your gas, and but we have our own Roseville Electric. But we're not immune to rate increases because we do have natural gas. So we're going through a rate study right now. We have a city manager form of government. We're elected by districts. Yeah. So I represent District 3. You can see my house over there, right next to Top Golf. That goes down, but we have 5 districts. We're a politically stable community, but we have a long-term vision and commitment. Here's our mission statement: provide exceptional services in a fiscally responsible manner. We have several strategic funds that we park money in, so that when the economy goes like this, we go like this. And you can click to the next one. This is one of my favorite slides. So last January, having an open house was where there were no raindrops was a challenge, right? This is 2 of our apprentices out in the county somewhere. You can see the floodlights there, putting a pole back together. We don't have a lot of poles in Roseville. So the lights go out in Roseville. Somebody hit something on Vernon Street as it heads towards Kirby, right? and they're lucky they didn't go onto the railroad tracks. And then, okay, next slide. So we have 6 overarching goals. February 27th and 28th, the council is going to convene at Martha Riley Park. We do an annual strategic plan. We want to remain fiscally responsible, support in community engagement and advocacy, maintain a healthy, safe and healthy community, enhance economic vitality, deliver exceptional services, and invest all over the city in what plant growth. A little more about our priorities. We have been working, the county and the cities, Rockland and Lincoln and Roseville, working with the county, have been working on a solution set to address homelessness. Our city filed an amicus brief on a case that's sitting right before in the Supreme Court of the United States right now, called Johnson versus Grants Pass, because sometimes when we want to help people or address the issue, we're handled up by that. We'll go next slide. We passed Measure C a couple of years ago by a 72% vote. That gives us our own portion of sales tax to use on certain things. Utility rates, pretty competitive, but again, we're not immune to everything. And then we are increasing our investment in capital improvement. That's what CIP means. So next slide. All right, this is the exciting part. Anybody been down Vernon Street lately?
Yeah.
All right, so you've seen the Venture Lab, right? Right across from City Hall. It's really a quarter. I should have included a picture in here, but I got to participate. Roseville Joint Union High School District did a career technology entrepreneur program for their high school students. They had 40 high school students. The Joint Union High School District includes the Antelope District that feeds in the Granite Bay. Really exciting, but it is a convening place, the Venture Lab. And as I mentioned, and I don't have this on the slide, we took the space that's in the LoC on the other end near Vernon, Douglas, and Riverside. We took the space in the LoC apartments and changed the zoning so we could put Placer Advanced Robotics Team. And if you want to see a bunch of cool shit, right? These kids, it's not just about that. Mechanical engineering, but they work in teams, and it's really about that human engineering. The founder of it is at Cal. He's had internships at Google and other things. So we really have this innovation corridor. We do corridor planning. We'll talk about that. Sports complex, soccer complex out on the west side. The exciting aspect of that, that's I don't think on one of these slides, is that in late November, early December, it was announced that the step just below the Women's Professional League, Iron Rose. We're a railroad town, so iron makes sense. Roseville. So Iron Rose is going to be the women's team that'll be on the field there near Martha Riley at Mahaney. So we're really about sports tourism. There's a men's team as well that's in the place. Baseline Marketplace, which is Bitterment and Baseline, where the new Costco will be at some point in time, probably 2025. Is gotten done. And then we have an economic strategy, and we just got an update on that. All right, here's some demographics, right? Look at this city grow, baby. 79,000, 80,000 people in 2000, and and we're probably about 160,000 now. You can see all the demographics from there. We can go next slide. All right, and we're going to get the results back soon from the National Community Survey, but we usually rank fairly high. One thing about this event the other night is we have a lot of firsts in the city. That was a first in California. Villa was second or first in the Central Valley, second in California. There's a restaurant down there. Why can't I think of the name? Popular. Thank you. Who read my mind? All right. Not just first in California, but the only one outside of Mexico City, right? It's terrific. We attract these things. I fly. There's a variety of things. But the first the other day was a partnership between Mercy Housing, who built the apartments, the city, and I can't think of the third, but it was a first. So a lot of firsts in the city. Sorry. We'll get next slide. All right, seventh happiest in the city, in the U.S. One of the best places to live. You hear that from your clients. 27th most livable. Just a lot of stats, right? So, and I love this. I love this aerial shot. We'll go to the next one. Unemployment seems just about the same, maybe a little lower. We'll go next slide. And then, here's some things. So, shoot. So those are the jobs. Those are the major employers, although Adventist, which is pictured here. Sutter uses it for their part. Adventist has not reoccupied that building after COVID. So next slide. All right, so we are a technology and innovation hub. In 1985, the first time I ever came to this area, Hewlett Packard also came out off of Foothills. They were pioneering out there, getting out of the Bay Area. And we have an innovation corridor. So what you're looking at is the old HP campus, and to the left of it now is a bunch of housing. But that's Foothills on your right-hand side of the picture, where Penumbra, which has moved some of their operations from outside the Bay Area, there's Oracle, Coquiva, and then the greatest thing, Bosch. I talked about first. Bosch is bought the old TSI semiconductor. It is their first fabrication facility outside of Germany. I'm going back. I'm part of the delegation, the vice mayor and I, Joe Gallardo from Rockland, Bonnie Gore from Placer County, Willie Duncan from Sierra College, Sac State folks, and a couple of other our staff. We are headed to Germany on February 3rd to visit with Bosch, to visit with Siemens, which builds builds light rail cars. SMA Solar, which is an employer over in Rockland, and build and look at, because Bosch doesn't have a facility in the United States. We're going to look at their facility. So pretty exciting. All right, April, covered that. And we always do this plan for the future. This started back in 1985 with the first specific plan in Roseville, which is the Johnson Ranch area. Let's skip to the next slide. Housing is essential. This is Main Street. So that's, I forget which street. Washington's over here. So I hear people knowing what I'm looking at. And affordable housing, we're excelling at affordable housing. Okay. And we're excelling at putting folks who need to have affordable housing. This is an affordable housing project. What a beautiful thing, right? Looks a lot different than Colonial Village in off of Eureka and Johnson Ranch. I just talked to the developer, St. Anton's partner, Artie Zahadani, about the project that he's almost finished on right there in historic Old Town. It's called Junction. Beautiful building. They got one space for affordable, but we are all over the place. So development activities, Sierra Vista, Fitterman Ranch, Amarillo, Creekview. Yeah, we'll roll. These are the locations. You know, go back to that map for a second. So right down here in the circle, it takes a while. It takes a minute, right? But in 20 years ago, none of that west of Fitterman, well, maybe a little west part, a little bit of Fitterman Farms, really existed, right? So that's all happened in the last 20 years. Sphere of influence of this. All right, world. Pantone is way out west and going through their application process, and they'll bring us something later this year. We can go to the next one. This is Winey Creek Fitterman. This is a kind of a zoom in, right? You see Blue Oaks at the bottom, you see Fitterman, right? So that's that. Oh, yeah, and for a long time, everybody over on the west side didn't have a high school, so they had to go to Oakmont, right? All those kids over there had to go to Oakmont. And they didn't have any place to shop, so they all came over here and crowded my damn commute. But I mentioned HP, right? And the HP campus, and I showed you that picture with a lot of dirt. Well, this is what's in the dirt now. My son works at the Second Nugget in Roseville in the deli department, but this was the vision, right? This, you know, you start. When I worked at Lennar, our motto was. Oh, you were. So the motto was do, review, do, right? So you set a goal, you shoot for a goal, fall short, then you figure out and recalibrate and go from there. Yes, sir.
That's built now.
What do we, all enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. All right. Yeah.
Some of us are slow.
Some of us just don't get out of our lane. No, I mean, I mean that because I'm one of those, right? So I should have backed up. So there's 5 of us on the Roseville City Council. Not only are we on the council, but we serve the community in other roles. I sit on the Placer County Transportation Planning Agency, and it is really, if I didn't serve on that, I'd never get to Auburn because my day job is managing an agricultural water quality coalition. I work on Capitol Mall. So, you know, it's nice to get to Auburn and occasionally. So we don't always travel. And it, you know, it gets to be surprising, but yeah, no, this is all up. 24-hour sports is on the end of that. So, yeah, Fog House, which, you know, I haven't been to, but it's, you know, I need to go to.
Wood Creek Road.
What's that?
It's on Wood Creek,
What's that?
the campus nugget.
Yep, Wood Creek and Blue Oaks. Yep. All right, we'll roll. There you go. Blue Oaks Retail Center, right, which is different, which is right on there. Yeah, on the other side. All right, we'll keep rolling. Plaza at Blue Oaks is different, right? This is where Rayleigh won. Anybody know what 1 stands for?
$100.
No. Organic, nutrition, education. Right? It's sort of like if Trader Joe's and Whole Foods had a baby, it would be not. Anyway, this is building out, and then the apartments around it are building. So this is west of Fitterman. They're breaking ground on the Safeway right now. The grocery outlet was approved. You see where the Costco is. Erickson just settled on their land. Erickson's out of Baltimore, Maryland. They're a national senior builder, but they don't build like Sun City, like Del Webb out. They build up. And you'll see a shot of that a little bit later on.
Past Fittyman out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a watt,
Yeah.
almost to watt. So here's baseline down here, right?
Okay, there we go.
Right.
Got it.
So
That helps.
Erickson, and then this is Santucci Boulevard, and then this is Watt right here. But yeah, they just bought the land, so they'll, you know, in the next, you know, things take a while, okay? My first decision on the city council, when I got appointed to fill the unexpired term of Bonnie Gore, was to decide between widening Blue Oaks or punching through East Roseville Parkway. If anybody's been on Washington, they see that now 5 years later, the work is getting done. Cause, right away has to get done, right? All the documents have to get done, so it takes a while. All right, we'll roll. Oh yeah, this is Erickson, so you can see in the picture, very different.
Wow.
Very different, self-contained community,
Wow.
right? So we're not, the approach or the results they've seen elsewhere is you don't have an awful lot of public safety needing to go in there because they have congregate care, they have a whole variety of things.
So if you
Very
survive-
vertical, very different than, yeah.
So if you survive the .com bust,
Exactly.
just keep an eye out, right? Everybody raise your hand, survive the .com bust. We got you. We got you.
Look, I'm gonna shock you. I'll be 70 in October this year. What? And I can't afford to go to Sunrise or any of these assisted living places. So I told my wife, put a tracker on me, send me to the send me up to the Pacific Crest Trail. You'll know where I am. This is what I mentioned, Safeway, which is now doing the earthwork and they're under construction. Costco at Baseline, June 2025. Hey, soccer. All right, we love soccer. All right, football. Ted Lasso fans in here? All right, well, that's usually too busy. All right, corridor plans. So as I mentioned, the city started really at Douglas and Sunrise. There's 80. As those communities age, right? We need to go back in and make sure that they are have the infrastructure and streetscape and everything like that. So we've adopted these corridor plans. And we're incentivizing the corridor plans to get folks like, oops, can you go back one? Sorry. No, it's okay. So like right here, a former owner of the San Francisco 49ers might be bringing a project in the old post office warehouse or the old, so yeah. So.
Go Niners.
Yeah. All right, so we're looking at these areas because we really want to, not overlook them. Okay, next slide. What is the next slide? Oh, all right, so downtown. Anybody been to Monk Cellar? Right? Anybody been to Goldfields?
Yeah.
Yeah, those people are. So somebody go to see what's his name from Vanderpump Rules. He was just there the other day. Tom Sandoval. Yeah, that's it. But Goldfields is really energized those two, and then Daniela's is across the street. But you can see our downtown area is very vibrant, not only with events planned by the city, but other things like that. And I'm working on it's shameless plug. So snow skiers here, snowboarders. Okay. You know who Warren Miller is?
Oh, yeah. If you're old.
If you're old like me. So Warren Miller started and he's passed since, but this year will be the 75th annual Warren Miller series. So takes it all over the country. He does it at the Crest in Sacramento. Anybody been to the Crest lately? Okay, right? You take your bear spray or whatever the heck. I mean, that K Street corridor is, yeah. And then they do it in a couple of places. I'm working right now to try to bring the 75th version, which sometime between November and January, to Roseville. So we're working on that. I'm meeting with the theater people. The other thing, your clients probably have maybe gone downtown Sacramento to see the ridden the Polar Express, right?
Yeah.
We're going to try to get that either in Roseville or Rockland. Rockland's probably a little more approximate.
I want to say one thing about Warren Miller, because I think 90% of you don't know who he is.
Oh, you
In
got
the
it.
70s and the 80s, all this, this is one of the biggest hot dogger skiers in the world.
Yeah.
And film them jumping off cliffs with 300-foot free falls.
Yeah.
Film them jumping out of helicopters off cornices, film them jumping over chairlifts, over buildings, just over buses full of skiers.
It was X Games before there was X. Yeah.
Yes, he is, and he's funny. He's like this.
Yeah.
And,
Well, we've got a couple of seconds. So, so Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln, and the county do an event annually called Placer Valley. And so this year I got the absolute, so Johnny Mosley,
Yeah.
who's from the Tahoe area, moderated it. I had this sheer, and I knew this when I went up to him, but I didn't tell him I knew this. I said, "Hey, yeah, we're trying to get the Warren Miller." He goes, "You know, I narrate that." I go, "Oh, you do? Okay." Well, so if I can help. And then I had the absolute thrill of having a conversation, a moderated conversation with Summer Sanders, multiple medals, and, daughter of a dentist in the Roseville area. But she was an absolute delight. She said, "You can ask me anything." And I just asked her a question, and then I waited until she was done. All right. And it was just, yeah. And she's a Bills fan now, because her husband played for the Buffalo Bills. The area is a growing stock of affordable housing, as I mentioned. Oh, yeah. So you'll see this under construction right now. This is Vernon, that's, what is that? Geez, what street? Oh, that's Lincoln, right? So that's under construction right now. A little further up off the map is Randy Peters Catering, right? This is Mike's Bikes there. Okay, we'll roll.
They're doing like a work live. Oh, right.
You know what? You got more information than I do. That's this is the old Consolidated Communications. That's a conceptual of that. We'll roll through that. Where is this? Oh. Sorry. So anybody ever been to court? Okay. But there was a courthouse, so if you go down and it's Taylor Street, I know that because the Taylor House, the yellow house on Taylor is there for young women who aged out of foster care. But there used to be a courthouse down that way, and this is that site. We'll roll. This is the site I was talking about. As you enter Old Town Pizza's here, but this is just about to open. It really is. I mean, and as you look down, as you're headed to downtown Roseville, and you see that and our buildings, it just is this beautiful architectural corridor. Okay. Oh, how do you connect with the city? Oh, yeah, this is an old slide presentation. We have something called My Roseville. So download that. It's lowercase my and then uppercase RSVL. And it's a tool that you can find out information, and you can, on your computer, if you have a question, you can ask a question. They're, really interactive, right? So it's, it's an app. Let's see if I have that. Do I have it? I gave away all my,
My RSVL.
find it?
I found it.
Yeah. So it's a way for you to interact with the
Okay.
city. You got it?
Yep.
Let's see if I've got it. I got too many apps. Yep, there it is. So, okay. The last thing is, then I get from the meeting this morning. Anybody like traffic? Like congestion? I don't have enough copies of this. But we're working on affordable solutions for better infrastructure. I mean, this road, all in Blue Oaks. But the 65 I-80 corridor is a bottleneck. So I'm gonna just leave these and you can share those as appropriate. Wait, I need one of them back. Thanks. And we're working on, because the federal government doesn't pay for everything anymore. We have to increase our local match. So we're working on something that will be locally controlled and help. Going south here on 65 gets a little congested. Going north, because Lincoln's building like they've got more transformers. So we've got. I'm wandering around, but this is, I think, really important. Is we have some of the best people in the city. Our electric utility director, Dan Beans, came from Reading. He's on a lot of national organizations. The thing that drives home prices up sometimes is the lack of supply. And one of the things that constricts supply is when you have supply chain issues. That's what's been happening in what are called in the transformer world. So we've been able to secure some transformers recently, but without his innovative approach to it, his connection. So anyway, enough about me, enough about the city. What do you want to know? Anybody have any questions? I know I might, yeah, what, I got a question.
Super, okay, good question, but I'm super impressed. You guys impressed?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just gonna say quickly, all the more reason for our clients to buy Roseville and the price, great investment, right? But quick question, who do our people reach out to? I have some clients that wanted to buy Northbrook, there's affordable housing going in right there, and they're just concerned, what that will look like, and I'm not gonna answer that for them.
Sure.
Who do they reach out to at the city?
Help me with the cross streets in Northbrook, I think.
Is it, okay, geez, I just go by.
It's Hayden and the Blue.
But out, yeah, there's JMC Homes and DR Ford right there. You can see West Park, you can see the high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is it by the realist one?
No, it's a Hayden where it bottlenecks at the stop sign.
Okay,
There, yeah, I can look it up.
so
Who
yeah.
can I send them to for them to do their own due diligence?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So talk to Trish Isom. Or use your My Roseville app.
Yeah, it's just from this.
Yeah, you can say, can you explain, what's the timing on this? There's a really innovative, and I don't know if this is the one by Riego Creek Elementary or not, but there's a really innovative affordable housing project out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
look, look, I didn't start off in a house. I started off with 3 roommates in a park.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Right, absolutely. So, yeah, Trish Isom, is our housing director, but if you ask through the My Roseville app. Yeah,
Thank you.
At the risk of asking a ridiculous question.
there are no ridiculous questions.
Out in the West Park, Fittiman area in West Roseville, where there's beautiful homes and
Yep.
beautiful opportunity, everything expanding. That ridiculously ugly waste plant. Did that have to go there, or did it,
The Roseville Energy Park?
no?
Pleasant Grove, wastewater expansion?
Yeah, was it wastewater? Yeah.
Yeah.
By Roseville High School, by West Park High School,
Yeah.
near the soccer fields?
Just further out, it's further out towards 99.
With the smokestacks.
I believe so, yeah. I'm trying to picture.
Well, yeah,
Fittiman and Sunset. Yeah.
This one, there is the, West Park.
It goes towards 99.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one, yeah, it's a.
hey, who was there first? Just like the landfill, right? When the landfill was built, oh, and I didn't talk about the unincorporated, most people think this is Roseville, but Sac State is, building a campus right across the fence line from the city line. When those things were placed
That
there.
would be ideal, location for, homes and shopping and stuff like that, as opposed to.
Yeah, and oftentimes what will happen is there'll be mitigation that will happen. The state regulation on wastewater treatment plants is such that there's not really any odor. You smell the landfill and the north wind blows more than you'd ever smell anything from there. So I gave you my opinion, but what are your clients' concerns?
Just the smell and the decreasing home value and, just that.
From being next to a wastewater treatment plant? Yeah, we'll.
Better pricing.
Well, yeah. Yes. Awesome.
So there were houses building on the Fittiman and where you're going towards the water almost becomes a Blerka. Like all the KB home and DR Houghton put in those homes, they come under Roseville address. Sierra Vista community that you said that is
South
Roseville
baseline.
Yeah, their Roseville address. Sierra Vista has Roseville Electric, but the other one has mud. But they all come under Central School District. That's a big killer for my buyers when I take them over there. They
I'm
go,
sorry, which school district?
It's
Center.
Enfield.
Oh, yeah. The school district's working on that right there. Their own separate government entity.
yeah,
Right, but we have the same thing, as I said, just north of the city where Sac State, same zip code as the city.
yeah,
It's like south of baseline, same zip code.
yeah.
People say, hey, I live in Roseville. I go, yeah, let me see your bill.
Yeah,
Right.
so they're like 5-star rating schools and stuff.
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, Center's a good school district, okay, I mean, I hung out with, it's a feeder, so I hung out with some pretty smart, antelope kids. All right, you time to wrap it up, right?
Give him a hand. Great. Legitimately phenomenal. So, to support you, I'd like to announce my candidacy for mayor. Go here, go here.
2024 is an election year.
I wouldn't want to go against this guy. I'm genuinely impressed. Would you guys? Please, are you up for reelection?
Yeah, so,
Vote for him. I was really impressed. I think we all were. So let's get the word out. Let's support this man. I love what you're doing. Go
yeah,
ahead.
thank you very much. And when we went to. Hold my beer. So one of the things that happened is, when we went to districts, we also had to change, the role, the selection of, the vice mayor. And it was truly, and this is gonna be a funny story, so give me 30 seconds to tell it. So the charter said, okay, it will be done by. Our former city clerk was standing there, our former city attorney was standing there with a bag that looks like a magic bag. City clerk puts in the numbers that are eligible to become vice mayor. Unfolds 3, and I go, oh, hey. Oh, hey, so that's how I became the vice mayor, and for 2 years between 2020 and 2022, and then rotated in December of 2022 into becoming the mayor. And then you saw the continuity of governance. Krista Bernasconi, who was the mayor at the time, I was the vice mayor, because 4 follows 3, so she will rotate into becoming the mayor in December of this year. So we keep that continuity of government, and elections are important, and so, choose carefully, but thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. So, as we wrap this up, I had a big, long thing prepared for you, but we got excited about hearing this man. We have a ton of people watching online. So I'm gonna shorten mine down to about 90 seconds and we're going next door. Fair?
Yeah.
So I just want to say this, when you walk into a room, prepare yourself to learn. Don't just show up here. Show up here on the edge of your seat, go, what can I milk out of this baby? Because you do that week after week, month after month, a year from now, you're a different person. And of course, the Super Bowl's coming. How many think they go to bed late, get up early, eat Captain Crunch, and then cruise over the Super Bowl just thinking about fishing? No, they are completely in the game. What if you approached your life that way? What if you walked into the room cognizant of the smile on your face, the way you greet people? Or hang with you guys under. And then so this man drove all the way from the Bay Area. Give him a hand. Cam. So, or when you want a listing presentation, you fight with your teenage daughters or son or your husband or your wife, and then you show up and I didn't do my best. Did you do the listing presentation before you did the listing presentation? Did you do the open house? You piece yourself greeting people, being friendly, and they're gravitating you and you're collecting information. And did you do it in your mind before you ever did it for real? The best athletes in the world, the guys that Warren Miller finished film jumping out of helicopters, landing on top of the corners, and then free falling 200-300 feet through cliffs and hitting one back. They did it again and again in their mind. And I'm telling you, what you do, if you'll treat it like that, if you'll do the mental dress rehearsal and see it happening, you do it again and again and again, when you actually becomes game time, it's old hat. And you'll get a much better response. How many think when you show up prepared mentally, physically, how many think you have the edge? Anybody agree? So treat your whole life like that. And Johnny, thank you for what you do. You did a fantastic job, Rob. And now, the moment we've all waited for. We get the keys to our new facility and we can start moving furniture in, but we're all going to Maui or ain't nothing happening for 8 days. But we'll be moving in February. Grand opening the 12th of March, red carpet, searchlights, champagne toast, live music. It is going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. March 12th, grand opening, but we'll be in there in February doing all that. The mayor, did you sign off? Did you sign off? Is it a good look? Did it look good to you?
Well, I know you gotta get the chamber with the big scissors, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you know anyone that can help us with
I
that?
do, run the job done.
All right. Oh, good. Cindy's got that handled. We don't need the mayor. Your job's more important. Run the bat light thing. Okay, we get the Batman thing up there. All right, love you guys. Great meeting today. And if you want to go over, let's go.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Yeah.